Okay, good morning everyone and welcome along. We're about to start this morning and just checking the time right. So excuse me down the back there, we're about to start now. Thank you very much. So just a little reminder about the practical things for those members of the public who are here this morning. Please make sure your cell phones are off and that you allow the submitters their time to talk without talking in the back rows, as they say. We can hear it up here, so that would be appreciated. And the other thing is just to remind everyone we're keeping strictly to time. Very important that we do that. So that means that the time allocated for submissions is your total time, including questions. And we're rigorously enforcing that. So have a think about that with your presentation to allow time for councillors to have questions. You might want to leave a few minutes at the end of the time allotted to you. All right, I think we're going to be beamed in this morning, are we? So, councillors, this is where Jacob has to relay any questions because he's on the microphone. So if you have questions after this presentation, this is from Paul Connaught. The video's not working, just audio. Oh, or only audio's working, so we've got no pictures. And he's coming in from the United States, is he? Bulgaria, goodness me.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, gosh.
Hotel, so his connection.
Oh.
We've tested it this morning, but it's got a slight delay on it.
Right. Yes, that's right. So we're just going for audio. Well, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? So modern technology, that's great. So he's got 10 minutes and 15. Oh, okay, good. He's got 15 minutes. All right, good to go. That might have been picked up, Councillor Hennebrand.
Hello.
Good morning, Paul. This is Jacob Quinn from Hamilton City Council. Good morning in Bulgaria. Can you hear me?
I can indeed, Gary.
Great. Your time starts now. I'll let you know when you're at the 10-minute mark. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Well, dear council members, thank you for allowing me to testify before you using Skype. I apologise that the video is not. Just hear me, you can't see me, and I can't see you, unfortunately. However, I should point out that my name is Paul Connaught, that you know. I have just lost my... sorry. I have studied the fluoridation issue for 17 years, first as a professor of chemistry, specializing in environmental chemistry and toxicology, Action Network. In October of 2012, with two other scientists, I published the book, The Case Against Fluoride. Every argument is supported with references to the primary scientific literature and all. 2 years ago, I testified before the New Zealand Ministry of Health. About 20 people attended that meeting. I presented documents outlined in the book and asked them to respond in writing. They have failed to do so. In my view, fluoridation should never have started. Should never use the public water supply to deliver medicine, any medicine. You cannot control who gets the medicine. Just everyone, regardless of age, medical status, or nutrition status. So if they it's the
I'm just wondering so I think what we'll do is we'll just stop for a moment and we'll see if we can get a better reconnection.
Paul, we're just going to put you on hold for a moment. The connection is somewhat disconnecting, so we're going to call you back.
Yes, I'm wondering if it might be better on the phone, yeah. I'm just mindful it's 1 o'clock in the morning and he will have stayed up to do this call. I mean, technically speaking, coming in through the internet should be clearer than coming through telephone, but Bulgaria, I'm not so sure what the situation is with Bulgarian technology.
I know from my experience in nearby Kosovo that the internet was not very strong even in the
No,
middle of the night.
I would suspect that. I remember being in Croatia and you had to wander around on the mountains to get reception. Mm.
Oh, he's back online next. Just don't do video call, just do that call.
I mean, the good thing is that we do have, had Paul Connick before, which is very good, and we have his submission, so.
Hello, Paul. Please feel free to resume. We just had a connection problem.
Okay. I think I've as I've said, using the public water supply to bad idea. But there are extra reasons you shouldn't be adding fluoride to the water. It's not brilliant.
Not working, no. So what I think we might do, and I'm mindful of the time over there,
People
perhaps offline you might
to
want to
swap
just make some telephone calls with him and just see what we can do. But I
follow
will
it.
keep moving.
On the other hand, there are many biological processes in the body that are harmed by fluoride. The level of fluoride added is not small, contrary to what you're told. The average level used in New Zealand is 0.85 parts per million. And this is about 200 times the level that is found in mother's milk in non-fluoridated communities, which is average 0.004 parts per million. In my view, it is reckless to bottle feed a baby using fluoridated water with all its sensitive developing tissues in play at levels of fluoride 200 times the level in mother's milk. What does nature know about the baby's needs that the American Dental Association and other dental bodies seem not to know? Fluoridation is a most unusual practice. The vast majority of the world's population is not forced to drink fluoridated water, including
Okay, so what we're going to do is, I mean, that's not, it's just not satisfactory. So can you have some conversations offline with him and decide how you want to proceed with that? I suspect it is his location in the world. So we'll carry on, and the next submitter is, yes.
Even if something's recorded and played
That's right, played through, yeah. So we'll leave it to you guys to sort out how you're going to do that. Okay, so the next person is Frank Rosen. Have I got that name right? And Frank is speaking on behalf of Heather Smith. So have we got Frank? Yep. Come on up, Frank. So Frank, we've allocated you 10 minutes including questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bulgaria 1 minute, Matamata the next. Phooey. My name's Frank Rosen. I'm a veterinarian from Matamata. I've been a vet for 50 years. My history is as a vet. I'm also, and during that time, of course, I've been reading and critiquing scientific papers and acting on the decisions that I make from those papers. I'm a member of Physicians and Scientists for Global Responsibility. I'm now work as a farm performance consultant because of my expertise in soil, plant science, and animal, and I do consulting in in those fields. I'm a health advocate because of my expertise in various aspects of human nutrition, including specifically calcium and magnesium and vitamin D, and I will get to that later. I'm also an organic gardener. I don't use water supplies from the public water supplies because of the chlorine content, which doesn't do the plants any good or the soils any good. And fluoride acts in the same way. I'm also, for the last, well, not for over that time, several years, I was a member of the International Fluoride Research Association and reading the Fluoride Research magazine, which contains most of the scientific papers that you get on fluoride around the world. Several years ago, about 10 years ago, I was one of several people that persuaded Matamata Piako District Council to take fluoride out of the water supply, and it's still out of it. We took it out, got it taken out, and it's still out, with no untoward effects. Since that time, when we were doing that, there were two things. There were no health directions on a tube of toothpaste, and there was nothing about not using fluoridated water for infant formula. Why has that changed? They're coming to grips with the situation that fluoridated water is not a good thing. What is fluoride? Fluoride has been defined as the FDA, Federal Drug Agency in the States, which governs a lot of these things, much to our dismay sometimes. Fluoride is not a mineral nutrient. It is a prescription drug and has never received FDA approval and does not meet the legal requirements of safety and effectiveness for such approval. All right. Now that is their definition. It's a drug. It's not a nutrient, not an essential nutrient. And what is it that we use? It is not sodium fluoride. It is not the stuff that you use for water, for fluoridation of water. It's made up of hydrofluorosilicic acid, which comes from the process of making superphosphate fertilizers from their base phosphate rock. What they do in the process, the stuff comes out which they're not allowed to, the waste product is not allowed to go into the water, it's not allowed to go into the atmosphere. So what do they do with it? They scrub it, and that means they spray the water as the stuff goes up the chimney, they spray it with water. What comes down is what is you are using to put in the water, and in that thing, and excuse the expression, but it's crap. It's absolutely disgusting stuff. All right, not only contains fluoride in that hydrofluorosilicic acid, it also contains lead, it contains arsenic, it contains mercury, and all those are in there, and they are very toxic, as is fluoride itself. The other one is cadmium. I don't know whether you noticed in the last few weeks there's been problems with cadmium in meat. Well, it's been for a few years actually, but it cropped up recently in meat products. Where does that come from? That comes from the superphosphates, which goes onto the land, which goes through the thing, because animals eat soil. It doesn't get into the plant very much, but it gets into the soil, and that goes through the system, and cadmium is another toxic thing, and that is in the stuff that you put in the water. It's disgusting, and it's toxic. Now, what does it do, or what is it supposed to do? The proponents will tell you that it cures caries. rotten teeth, well, caries specifically. So caries is caused by a streptococcal bug, and fluoride kills that bug. But it also kills the trillions, billions of bugs that you've got in your system. We have 10 to the 14th bugs in our gut, from our mouth to our anus, right? And every one of those is susceptible to fluoride. So not only are you, when you're using water in fluoride in the water in the mouth to kill those bugs, it kills a hell of a lot more. And that is the cause of a lot of the toxicity due to fluoride. All right? It kills things. That's why it's in sarin. That's why it's in 1080. The toxic agent in those two is fluoride. Okay? What does it do? That's what it's supposed to. It's supposed to cure caries, and there is not one reliable piece of evidence to say that fluoride cures caries, that you're better off from caries by doing that. It does not do that. It kills things. 3 minutes. Shoot! Oh my God! All right. The other way it works is because it holds on to the fluorine itself. The atom will hold on to anything, and particularly in calcium and magnesium, both of which are essential for bone formation. And as a veterinarian, I can put you in touch with a website which shows you just exactly what fluoridated water does to horses. All right? It takes up, it binds onto the magnesium, and we've also, at the moment, we've got, since World War II, we've got reduced levels of magnesium and calcium in our and everything else. 75% is the figure quoted for magnesium in carrots. I've got it here if you want to see it. And these are figures from the MAF in UK and the Agriculture Department in the States. Since then, so we've got reduced amounts of magnesium and calcium going into the system. You get something like fluoride coming along, and that binds it all up. It's not available to the animal. It goes into the bones as the form of it goes to calcium fluoroapatite. The apatite that is formed normally with your teeth is actually straight out hexaapatite, and that the fluorosis in teeth is what you see is the actual formation of calcium fluoroapatite, which is not as strong as the normal apatite formation. And with the case, it does the same thing with magnesium, and it also stops magnesium forming a sort of a glue which holds the bones together. That does not happen when you got magnesium bound up with fluoride. So therefore, the bones are weaker. They say that there's no evidence